All right, morning guys. We're loading up and heading up to the dyno with the Firebird. I know I mentioned it in another video. Just got everything locked up and loaded, so we're gonna head on up there and we'll pick it back up when we get up there. Gotta get the brake lights checked. Looking good. Yep, you're good. All right, and we're off. Boy, dude, they got a compound, don't they?
So where should I go? Just whip it around.
All right, and we're here. We got the dyno cat ready to make some numbers. Good to see you.
These are made in Australia.
Yes, sir. It's actually kind of nice when we have problems, and we're usually here till late in the night working, and we can call them, and they just opened up.
Yeah, 'cause it's like next day for them, isn't it? Yeah.
So last night, actually, it was about 8 o'clock, and they walked us through fixing that O2 sensor. So.
All right, we're getting the dyno adapters put on. So we got to find one more lug nut for the adapters, and then your mainline hub actually slides over, and we'll bolt it on that way. You use those big guys to kind of help pull it together.
Yeah, yep. We get it pretty close. The big thing on it really helps. Pull the hub in.
Yeah, right. We got her all hooked up. Ready to get the dyno started, huh?
And what are we shifting at? 6?
Yeah, you usually try to shift around
They-
58 to
Scott said
6.
6 to 62, so I always try to keep it right at 6.
Yeah.
Look at the density altitude here. It's cool, but it is a little humid, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's a little sticky
With this, yeah.
Yeah, he's getting the dyno all set up. We just got the timing reset and locked the distributor down and shut the hood, so we should be ready to kick the fan on here before too long and see where we're at.
Here, cruise for a couple minutes.
Okay.
Get everything up to temperature, and then just kill it, and then I'll go through the whole.
Yeah, just let me know when to kill it.
Okay. Whenever. I mean, just give it a couple minutes to get the rear end a little warmed up and the training warmed up.
So what happened here is we were wanting to shift, or I guess let out at 6,000, and I let out when our tack saw 6,000, and what we haven't realized this whole time is this tack we have in there is junk. That we were only been revving this thing out to about 5,600, so we had to readjust the mark on our tack and actually rev it out to a certain RPM that matches it up with the dyno. So we've been missing out on upwards of 15 plus horsepower and multiple foot-pounds of torque shifting when we have been. So that was the first issue and why this pull was so short.
So the Dyno read 5,600.
Okay,
Well, 57.
57. Okay, that gives me a good
So yeah, just run
maybe 6,500.
this up. Yeah, run this up to just for the first time 6,500 on your tack. Just mat the thing, and we'll see where that gets us. And
Cool.
then we'll go from there. So I am ready whenever you are.
Now you want to have it up and drive, don't you?
Yeah, I'm shifting through. All right, as you saw, we just did a couple pulls there, and our tack inside the car is definitely way off, so we got to get a good tack for this car. And then he's over there trying to get the air fuel reading on the computer to work. So we're going to let the car cool down, and then we'll make a few more hits and see what we can get. All right, and right here what we're doing is adjusting the timing for the third pull. We had it at 34 degrees, and then we bumped up to 36 first. And then later on we dropped down to 32 and then ended up back at 34.
Ready? Yep, whenever you are.
Yeah, I know. I think it was the gauge.
Just like it.
All right, guys, as you saw, we were just sitting here playing with the timing one more time. We did some pulls with it at, what, 34 degrees?
We did, the last one was 36.
Last one, yeah, first ones were 34, then 36. Now we're going on the bottom side on 32 to see what it does so we can get our best form of information to make our adjustments. So we're getting the distributor tightened back up now, and then we'll let her cool down just a little bit more, and then we'll get it fired back up and make another pull or two. So we'll set you back up and we go to do this next pull and see what it does.
They said the team in Dyno was 34 was the best.
Ready?
Yep.
Okay, after that last pull, we found out it didn't like 32 degrees, didn't like 36, and it likes 34, which we kind of knew that, but we just wanted to get the data. So we got her set back at 34. And are we going to mess with any jets or anything?
That's what we're planning on doing now.
Okay. So we're going to get some jets thrown in this thing. It's a little too fat up top. It's running about probably right around 12.5 on the big end. So we want to get that leaned up just a little bit. So I think it's got 72s in it right now. And what, we're going to drop to 70s or 71s? Okay. So we'll drop down those and see what we get. All right, guys. Last pull there, as you just saw, we ended up picking up the most power yet. We think we still have a little bit of a vacuum leak somewhere, so we're going to address that. But this whole day gave us a good baseline. And here are the final numbers to the wheels. 350 horsepower with 373 foot-pounds of torque. And had a pretty nice clean curve. And we also found out, I think I mentioned it in the previous clip, but our tack is like junk. So I had to set the needle to like 6,700 just to be able to shift at the correct, 6,200. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing off the dyno and get it loaded back up and head home. So I think we had a pretty successful day. Guys, got her loaded back up, gonna strap it down and get this thing home. All right, guys, we are back from the dyno. My phone died while we were up there, so I didn't get to film an outro. Unfortunately, didn't have a phone charger, but big shout out to Jordan and Horsepower Depot for letting us come up there and use the dyno and do a little bit of tuning and play with it for the day. That was a lot of fun. I'll link their channel down in the description and maybe even pop it up here on the screen. It's really cool. If you guys don't check them out, you need to go look at their channel. It's Horsepower Depot, and they do a lot of neat stuff. They run the Fast series as well as do some other Turbo LS stuff. But that's pretty much it for this video. I'm not sure what I'm going to have out next. If I'll have some Volkswagen stuff or 55 stuff or what I'll have. So just stay tuned for the next one, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you then.